Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the final show of 2020 for Nevermind the Furthermore. Oh, let's get nostalgic, shall we? Anyway, hope you're having a great Wednesday. Hope your hump week is going well in that week between the end of December and the start of the new year, when you forget to put what correct year it is on your checks, if you're still writing checks. But anyway, I'm Brian K. Morris. Welcome to the show, and appreciate your being here live and interacting with us. And we love it when you come by and watch us on the reruns. You are all very much appreciated. If you're watching on the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, please, if you enjoy any part of this video, please like that video, and please like the page, all right? Join the 2,200 people there, and we have fresh content constantly on there, so please sign up if you would. And if you're watching us on YouTube, on the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications channel, or if you're watching us on Geek Insider, please, again, thumbs up on the video if you like any part of it, and if you would please take a second to subscribe to the page. We've had a meteoric rise in subscribers this year, and please ring that bell so you can be notified anytime we put something fresh out, where we are going to do some cool things in 2021, I promise. And let's see, what else do we have? We are also powered by geekinsider.com. Please check out their website for some incredible videos on all manner of geek subjects, and be sure to check out plasmafiregraphics.com. They're sponsoring this episode. Go to plasmafiregraphics.com when the look of your book matters to you, because it does matter to your readers. They also do the book trailers, like you saw the Plasma Fire Graphics a trailer at the top of the show. They did that. They've also done stuff for me and a whole bunch of other writers. They are very affordable. You will love working with Jeffrey Hayes, and check them out, please. They also have a page on Facebook you need to investigate. And the comments are already happening on the before we get here. Let's see, what time did you get here? Dear Lord in heaven, 8:08 for Trevor Hawkins. Hello. Oh, Trevor wins the race today. And hi, my friend. How are you? Well, we are well, Jake. It's so cool to see you here, and I hope you're having a good morning. Hope you're ready to tear that page off the calendar so we can get the hell out of 2020, or as I like to call it, the Jumanji LARP. And Jake Lindsay, do you remember an animated movie called Rio? If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. It's awesome. I don't think I've seen that. I will have to do that. And good morning, all. Hope everyone is safe at home. 100% ice-covered roads here in Keokuk, Iowa. Eek. Stay safe, Teresa. Please stay safe. Also, pick up Poetry Expressions 1 and 2 on Amazon. I think right now our temperature's in the low 40s. We've had a serious amount of rain last night, hoping it doesn't freeze. But we've had a super amount of rain. In fact, you people chide me for my fondness for weather reports, and I read maps. Yeah, 90% chance of showers today with a high of 46. Later tonight, 30% chance of rain, snow, then cloudy with a low of 24. I'll be inside by then, saying to hell with socializing. Let's do the hourly weather forecast. That's why I love weather. It's forecast.weather.gov. It's the government, so you can trust them. Our snow has dropped down to virtually nothing, but Friday night after midnight, we might be getting some freezing rain and sleet. I will be inside cowering in fear. Anyway, Teresa, hope it melts out for you. And Grant Lankert, good to see you here. And let's see. Hold this. What? I got my first hate comment yesterday. A guy told me I can't understand your voice. Get voice editor. Tell him you don't understand his way of thinking. Get brain editor. And Grant Lankert's right. You know what they say about opinions. And Ted Davies artistry. Good morning, brother. And he brought the cafefe. Hope you all have a beverage of choice, and hope you're drinking it out of a Rising Tide Publications mug. 4 nifty colors. And I swear it makes everything taste better. And let's see, I don't have coffee yet. If the coffee machine doesn't hurry up, I'm going to have to smack it around. Yeah, I've got like a 5-cup maker, and it brews it a little bit faster. I get it quicker, and I don't always drink a whole pot of coffee. And in the summer, I take the excess and I put it in the fridge for overnight. But otherwise, it's like there's a certain amount of coffee Cookie can handle in a day. She's not big on caffeine, whereas I am addicted to it. And let's see, here we go. And Trevor's got some great advice. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Grant. And Grant says, or keeps me caffeinated. And CAFFEINATED. But you got close. Very good. And let's see. And unpopular Pepsi's better than coffee. Jake, we are going to agree to disagree. Nothing is better than coffee. And there she is, one of the stars of last night's Clever Tile Penny, Carly. Mwah. Good morning to you, darling. What a great show last night. Seriously, and I say that without reservation. I am constantly surprised how good that show turns out to be, despite the inept host. But no, seriously, it was a great discussion last night. And anyone who has a creative career, I think you need to go back and watch it if you haven't seen it already. Because we talk about how and it's not just Carleen, but also Kathy and Matthew Jackson. Matthew showed up, and we're grateful for that. And Michaela Jade, and unfortunately, Luke Stone's internet went out. So, and he can't get a repairman till Tuesday. So, Luke, you were missed, brother. We missed you desperately. But we promise we'll have Luke back. We'll have all those guys back because I had a great time. We'll do everything we can to get them back. But it was a very informative show, and I picked up some tips myself that really might help. And thank you, Carly, for being on last night. It was such a good time. And Grant Laker says that's definitely an unpopular opinion, Jake. Yeah, I will agree. Pepsi for me is number 3 as far as the big ones go. Coca-Cola is number 2, and I like RC Cola. RC Cola has rich taste like Coca-Cola, but isn't quite as sweet. And I do like that. And see, here we go. Carly, oh, she's not even here a minute, and the P word is spoken. Isn't there a language card in here? I know that on certain platforms, you can have certain words taken out if they show up, like, and, and, and that one's right out. You guys got to get a 7-second delay if you ever get to broadcasting. But yeah, but I think I may have to put in there too. I mean, it didn't do any good for Michael Jackson back in the 80s, I'm telling you. And Jake Lindsay, I drink coffee, but I honestly wouldn't like all the caffeine with it. Jake, there are many brands of decaffeinated coffee that have the full rich flavor of regular. Folgers decaffeinated is real good too, to be honest. We keep it around when Cookie wants something late at night. Wants some coffee. There's still a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's something like less than 5% of the actual volume that normal coffee has. But yeah, I love coffee. I really do. And the thing was, I got Cookie and I sat in on a guy who was a professional coffee buyer. This was about right after we got married, and it was really informative. How it's the same thing that I got the appreciation for coffee the way I get the appreciation for cigars from watching Ted and Carl on their YouTube channel, on their YouTube show about cigars. So it's and if you don't like it, that's fine. That means there's more for me and Grant. And Meredith suggests apple cider vinegar. I can't get into it. Healthier than coffee and way healthier than Pepsi. Yeah, that's true. In fact, I rarely have sodas anymore at all. There's just so many empty calories in that thing. And I stopped drinking Mountain Dew. I used to love Mountain Dew. But there's something in it called brominated vegetable oil, and bromide is a powerful carcinogen. So I figure I have been lucky for 64 years. I better stop spinning the chamber and see if a bullet lands in it. So anyway, yeah, apple cider vinegar is supposed to have various health effects. I had been taking it or something that was made with that stuff for a good long time, and it helped. But I don't know if I built up a tolerance to it or what. But it's an acquired taste, that's for sure. And Carl Witzman, good morning, everyone. Waves eats his toast. You have fun with your toaster. Good to have you here, and good to have you at Clever Title Pending last night. And Skunk Rocker, good morning, Nevermorians. Got some good news and some bad news yesterday. Bad news, my Saturday plans got canceled. Oh, I'm sorry, man. And the good news, I get to spend the entire weekend in Knoxville now. Woohoo! Party! All right, Skunk. See, now that's the way to make things come butter side up. Good man. Good to see you this morning. Joe Dog McKeel and waving and sipping coffee. Everybody and enjoys her shoulder and back warmer massager. Oh yeah, says Carly. And and I will check out that picture later, Jake. Thank you. And of course, here we go. Christian Basil. Now, are we up to 46,000 yet on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS? Just asking. Arise, Wednesday Morris Monster. Arise! Arch that big old hump of yours and cast us into the new year as this year blue hole chunks. Hashtag catfist away and use your deadly hashtag taser tits to destroy. Speaking of which, tomorrow night, Carl Witzman is going to open a special episode of The Green Room. And it's going to be awesome because I'm told that the part of the crew from Stupid O'Clock will be joining. I will try to be there, and Cookie has expressed an interest in possibly showing up for a few minutes and disrupting things. So it could be a lively time. So to get to the Green Room, Uncle Carl's Green Room, and you can sit on the lap of Green Room Ted and tell him all your sins. I'll be jotting them down myself for future reference. But it's usually an off the cuff, anywhere from 1 to 5 hours. I think last one started early and lasted until about midnight. It was pretty vigorous. I think I've rarely stayed for the whole one. I'm an old man, but it's a good time. But if you want to get access to the Green Room, you have to be a member of Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page on Facebook. Contact Carl or Carlene or myself or anyone who does have access. Now, the thing is, you can't be offendable. we have had various people sneak in who were offendable, and we kind of drove them out like driving the rats from Ireland, if you know what I mean. I've done my share to offend. If you think, well, Brian, he's so nice. The fez comes off, the bow tie comes off, the sideburns stay. But the dark side of Brian, or the dork side of Brian, your choice, shows up. So if you're curious about that, contact Uncle Carl and see if you qualify to be a part of that page. And cool, Skunk Rocker. I agree. Skunk Rocker is cool. No, it's cool what you're playing, Skunk. I'm very happy for you, man. And TED Talks Live are starting the new year next Tuesday, January 5th, 10th, 10 a.m. Eastern. So get your coffee. Okay, I'm ready, Ted. When can we go? A comfy share in your notepad. TED Talks this week about being assertive, not insulting. Well, I better show up for that one. All those a-holes better get out of my way. That's all I've got to say about it. But anyway, check out TED Talks Live. And I'm so happy. This is the time of the year we all look back. And I see a number of you who I hadn't known at the beginning of the year, and I'm just so freaking grateful. In all sincerity, I am. That I've gotten to know so many of you so much better. And I think my life has improved as a result. And I'm not saying that just to tell you, just to blow smoke up your skirt. I'm telling you that because I mean it. And I'm grateful I've met Ted and Carl and Christian and Carly and Jake and the whole lot of you. And it's fun to have seen how many of you have grown. Ted started, wasn't doing broadcasting a year ago, and then all of a sudden he's doing like several shows. They're all awesome. And now he's gotten the confidence to go live with it, which is it's a testament to you, brother. It is a testament. And oh my God, Christian Basil, how he's shot up. He's at 400,000 likes on his The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. But anyway, I thought you were saying it's snow time. Oh, I was about to slap the taste out of your mouth, Jake. But anyway, and yeah, you should put your headphones on. And I'm sorry, Skunk Rockers, is Trevor Hawkins. And Jeffrey Hayes, good Wednesday morning, Nevermorians. Hope you're making it a great day. Well, you've done your share by just showing up, Jeffrey Hayes. PlasmaFireGraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you. And in case you forgot what that's about, hold on a second here, folks. It looks like this. Definitely check out PlasmaFireGraphics.com. And thank you, as always, to Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this show. We do appreciate it. And Grant Lankard says, everybody, the second issue of his newsletter goes out tonight. This is your last chance to sign up for that. Go to monarchpublishing.net. The first issue was excellent. I'm not saying that because I was in it. He had a terrific interview with me. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I think part of it, because somebody was a little long-winded, I think he's got a second part of the interview with me, too. But anyway, please check it out. I read the first issue, and I saw a couple people in there. I'm like, I've got to reach out to these people. They sound fascinating. And if you like Thunder Agents, you got a good chance of getting in. But check out monarchpublishing.net. And if you sign up for the newsletter, you get a free comic book from Grant Lankard, which I recommend. I'm not just saying it, Grant Lankard, it's somebody you're going to want to keep an eye on, okay? And John B. Pica says, good morning, Multiverse. Good morning to you, Citizen Pica. Hope your morning's going well. Hope the end of your year is looking spectacular. And Jeffrey Hayes says, hilarious and informative, clever title pending last night, helping keep a positive attitude as we barrel towards 2021 and drive a wooden stake into the dusty heart of 2020. Oh, yes, I so agree. And I think the theme of last night was probably turning adversity into advantage. Because like we said last night, that there were so many people, and it really hurt me to see it, where they were saying, well, I might as well stop creating right now because nobody's buying. Like hell, nobody's buying. I had one of my best years last year, to be honest. Of course, I worked to get it. I'm not saying that I just opened my door and the money started flowing in. No, you have to let people know you're out there. You have to learn to promote or network with people that do know how to promote. I'm glad you liked it, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, we got to ask you back on Clever Title Pending one of these months soon, because you were hilarious and informative too. But no, we had a great time. We had a great time in the after show. It was a lot of fun and really had a blast doing it. And that's the one thing, Clever Title Pending. I was a little nervous starting it back in April. Well, actually, we had it for quite some time. It's been running well over a year, probably closer to 2 now. I'd have to go back and look. But the thing was, it was like a nighttime version of Nevermind the Furthermore. Nothing really distinguished it. And I don't remember how I got the idea. I don't remember who mentioned it or whether it just popped into my brain, such as it is, that why don't you interview your friends, because you have so many fascinating friends. It might have been the fact that the fact that Nevermind the Furthermore started out as starring me and my ego and all the products I have, but once I started involving you, the audience, it became interesting. So I went to an interview format, and I don't mind telling you now, after 8 months, that I was quite nervous, and I asked a good friend of mine, Jackie Nelson, to be my first subject, and it turned out I had a blast. She enjoyed it. I got to see about getting Jackie back, and it was just a good experience. And then the reception to Clever Title Pending has been so phenomenal. I keep track of our numbers, and our numbers are really good. They really are. And it gets rebroadcast a lot. And and the nice thing is, I think you get to see what people are doing and get to know them a little better. I get a lot of people that say, well, I've got this product, you've got to have me on immediately. And, I see a number of people, if they do broadcasting, I see a lot of people who don't do it well. So I'm always trying to get the people that know how to have a presence on camera. So if I ask you, that's a compliment. But now we're getting some people who I know are busy, and I would never approach them otherwise because of it. But they're saying, can I be on the show? And I'm like, sure, no problem. So it's been a good thing all around. And Cookie is in the studio. The next room, we call it the studio. Hi, honey. Hello. Hello. She's got something in her mouth. Shut up, Christian. So anyway, take a drink of coffee, Christian. A long drink of coffee. Ooh, it's cylindrical and solid. So what's a day without what's a day without naughtiness, right, honey?
No day I'm aware of.
Okay, yeah. She's like, the last 30 years, I sure haven't seen any of that crap. Anyway, if you guys don't hit like, I'm going to hire somebody to break your kneecaps. Grant, that's the way to be, brother. That's the way to be. Talking to us from YouTube there. Well, a guy I follow on YouTube, Philip DeFranco's got an incredibly good, he's on hiatus right now, but he's got a great news program. I tune into it religiously. But he has every now and then he's like, subscribe and hit that like button, or I'm going to punch you in the throat. I think people know I'm not going to punch him in the throat. I'm going to go someplace a little more sensitive. But anyway, Christian says, hello, Teresa. And you said it, Jake, naughty boy. And what's the P word? It was the beverage you mentioned earlier. It goes right up there with, okay, the only snow we want to talk about is Bobby Nash's character, BobbyNash.com. All right. And Rick Bradley, good morning, Nevermornings. Good morning to you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for being at the show last night. Much appreciated. Help! Puppies attacking my feet. Their little furious growls are adorable. Oh, no. Stop them from their cute fury. Oh, no. The man is being torn apart with love. Holy cats. And we got so many cool people. I got to get through this fast. And it's the word now. Well, good for you. Bless your little heart, Jake. And a phone call. Okay. Uh, and Eric Hawkins. Good morning, people. Good morning to you, Eric. Glad to see you, brother. Good. Hope you're getting ready to close out the year in style. And poor Grandpa Joe Dog. Poor guy. And John B. Pike, I'll be watching as much as possible this AM. End of year cleanup at the agency, and I expect the phones to ring off the hook. Well, of course. It's like the last day of the year, and towards the last day of the year, and everybody's going to want their business done today that they've been putting off all year round. John, I used to work in an office. I know how it works. But anyway, good luck with that, John, and thank you for being here. I do appreciate you, man. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians, from Brian Rodman. Good to see you, brother. Let us rejoice together as peasants in the street while the gloomy doom dumpster fire of 2020 dissipates into the wind, and let 2021 swoop in and bring new adventures of the happiest kind. BrianRodman.com. Check out Memoirs of an Angel. Great stuff. And I couldn't agree more. This has been a crapshoot of a year. And I have to say that, I'm going through and I am getting rid of some of my the things, my graphics that I've had for a while on this show. And I can't wait to get rid of this one. Or at least I can't wait for this one to stop being relevant. Okay. This has been a flaming dumpster fire in a flood. But we've got better times ahead. We can change this. We can make things better. Can't we, Superman? See, he knows a good idea. And okay, we got a couple of members of the Justice League saying so. And to everyone who says that, we're going to be, things are going to get worse. There's no spiraling upward anymore. Ultraman has a thing for you guys, okay? Sit on that and spin. So anyway, can we get some? Oh yeah, he agrees, and so does he, and so does he. I mean, she, and yeah. See, we got some agreement there. And anyone who thinks we aren't going to get out of this alive, yeah, we agree with you. Anyway, there's that. And let's see. Let's get back to your comments. And Trevor Hawkins says, "Hi, thee." And he said again, make him stop. See, you're upsetting Carleen with that beverage thing. And by the way, adult beverages are encouraged during the green room tomorrow. And please, Carly, put in the time that the green room will begin. Trevor Hawkins says, only the court painter, perhaps the Pope, can manage this heresy. Yeah, I see a scourging coming up real fast. What's wrong with Pepsi? Nothing's wrong with Pepsi. It's I think it's a regional thing that a number of regions people have a predominant preference. Pepsi, and I think some of the more southern parts of the country are more Pepsi. I grew up loving Coca-Cola, though. Although Royal Crown, like I said, I like both Royal Crown, or was it Royal Crown and Crown Royal? Yeah, I love Crown Royal. And Jake, you don't need to be drinking that. Anyway, better to say what's right about Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper. Now, I like Dr. Pepper. I noticed that there's a cherry Dr. Pepper now. I'm going to have to try it. And the wonderful back of the cereal box. Check out that show at 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Anyone else finding themselves losing masks? I have a dozen washable masks, and I can't find a damn one. I've gotten to the point, John, where I have a mask in both cars. We have two cars. I have a mask in each of them just in case, and I carry a mask in my pocket. And I think and I also have one just in case I fear you guys have cooties. Okay. That's a medical term, Cookie. Stop your maniacal laughing. So see, now, you see, if you want to survive the pandemic in style, you need one of these. You seriously need one of these. And my PayPal, or not my PayPal, but my merchandise line, there is a link in the comments below. Okay, wherever you're watching this. So anyway, thank you. But John, good luck on your scavenger hunt. And we got 6 to 8 inches last night. Shut up, Christian.
Yeah.
You people are killing my wife. Keep up the good work. Let's start that again. Let's see what it does to Cookie. You're not going to survive this episode, honey.
Sorry?
You may not survive this episode.
No, but what a way to die.
I know. My people are in fine fettle this morning. TedDaviesArtistry.com, also on YouTube. Please subscribe to Ted's channel. He needs more. He not just needs, he deserves more than the rather impressive number of subscribers he's got. He needs as many subscribers on there as Christian has on Facebook. But anyway, we got 6 to 8 inches last night, shut up, Christian, of snow. Winter Wonderland, mine. But anyway, it's not Coke. That's what's wrong with it, says Carly. And the Dark Mistress doesn't like Coke. But Jake, you like Pepsi and Coke. That speaks well of you, young man. And we have the wonderful, the lovely Kelly Austin of Pulp Reality #1, a fine magazine that you need to pick up on Amazon today. And good morning, everyone. A fine salutation to you, Brian, this great morning. It is an honor and a delight to have you here, Kelly. We love you. After we talked some days back, your kind words and Christmas magic went to work, making me sleep for 2 days, mostly uninterrupted. I have that effect on people. I can knock anyone out by just talking. Anyway, I spent the holiday then drinking numerous mocha lattes with chocolate foamy goodness. Oh my goodness, you are well on the road to recovery, my darling. And Charles and Marianne understood my pain and bought me a new coffee maker, and I've been writing ever since. Yes! Oh, that's great. Oh, Kelly, that makes me happy. And I'm sorry I missed your wisdom the last couple of shows. Love you all and all the Nevermores. Kelly, we love you too, darling. This is so great. And we are going to have you back on Clever Title Pending too. And thank you to everyone who has been on the show, whether in the audience or on the hot seat itself. So, but Kelly, we definitely want to have you back. And thank you, Kelly, for checking in with us. And Happy New Year to you, darling. And Carleen says the Dark Missus loves Coke, and you can't compare the two. You can, but not favorably. And well, it's funny because I read here a number of years ago that when they had, they have those, taste tests all the time, and generally Coke beat Pepsi.
And RC beat them both. Yeah, that's why you always see it between Coke and Pepsi. You don't see it between Royal Crown and Cola and the other two, because generally Royal Crown spanks them both. Royal Crown isn't as easy to find though. I lived in Champaign, and there was only like one place I found there that sold it. Champaign, Illinois. Which is a college town. If I wanted to get a good selection of the RC products, I had to drive like 15 miles to get it. We do have it here at our local supermarket, so we are staying in Lafayette as a result. Brian Robin says, excuse me, what is everyone reading in 2021? I have some Neil Gaiman books on my list, as well as some fantastic indie authors. My first indie comic of 2021 will be For Goodness Sake Volume 2 by the ridiculously talented Caitlin Smith. If you haven't checked out her work, your life is not complete. Head on over to caitlinsmith.net and make your life worth living. I've heard nothing but good things about Caitlin Smith's work. I am definitely going to have to check it out. What my goal this year, I've got a huge reading list. I have got 3 piles of books on my office floor from my friends that I have not gotten around to reading yet. And it was pointed out last night what an unrelenting jerk I am because I haven't caught up with them. Yes, Carly. Yes, Michaela. I hear your pleas. But yeah, I've got some great stuff. I'm looking at like Jackie Lawson, Jim Beard, Luther Seiler. Just going down the list here, what I can read from this distance. Sean Delaney, Michaela. Anyway, let's move on with your comments, and the next war will be about soda, as well it should be. We need to drive the heretics out, and the show is great. Thank you, Carly. Well, you helped make it that way. You were awesome, as always. It was a great show. Excuse me. And the thing is, I don't feel nervous about the show anymore. In fact, last night was the first time I have prepared any sort of questions in quite some time. Because I realize I'm asking the right people to be on the panel, the conversation ensues. So it was great. Honestly, I think we did a lot of good last night, and I was really excited by it. I really enjoyed it, and I think everyone ought to watch it. Clever Title Pending, and we have a special playlist for Clever Title Pending. I need to clean up my YouTube. listings, but by the end of the day, hopefully everything will be in its proper playlist. And I had a great time, and thank you for being there, Carly. I really enjoyed it. And no, Jake, Coca-Cola is better than Pepsi, which is better than coffee. Okay, now, John, now that's fight. That you had me up until the end, and then you had to put the fighting words in there. I'm telling you, you'll meet me in the parking lot in 10 minutes. If I'm not there in half an hour, start without me. Trevor Hawkins, the soda war could cause the first schism in the dark church. I'm sure there is a possibility for forgiveness, though. And question to everyone: favorite frozen coffee? I don't do a lot of frozen coffee. I do cold coffee. My favorite's the stuff I make at home because I usually start with good coffee. Um, but I don't know. I have one. If everyone, please chime in on this, Christian. That's a great question, though, sir. And how are we doing on your Facebook today? Seriously, I want an update. And Starbucks Mocha Mint Frappuccino, says Trevor Hawkins. Oh, that stuff is good. That stuff is good. Yeah, I just don't order frozen coffee a lot. That's on me. And Brian Robin, not sure what comics I'll be reading in 2021. What are you recommending? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, for myself, I'm interested in checking out some of the future state stuff that DC is doing. And I think the first issues are coming out today of and for those of you who don't know, Future State was originally called 5G. And it's an effort to try to move DC into the next generation. I view it as very similar to the Ultimate Universe that Marvel did, where there is a new set of heroes for the current generation, which I have no problem with. And they're not really doing away with the legacy heroes so much. And the legacy heroes will continue. And it is part of a new initiative that the newly reorganized, i.e., whole bunch of people fired DC is doing. And so I'm interested to see what is going on. Now, I'm also interested in seeing what happens now that a number of creators, unfortunately, have lost their jobs. And some of them, I'm looking forward to, I think we're going to see an explosion in Kickstarter and Indiegogo as some of these people turn independent. Because you can't tell me that somebody like a Kelly Sue DeConnick can't get a book funded. You know, I'm serious. There's some really talented writers out there and artists who I really want to see what they do on the independent forum. So, but as of it's going to be pretty much my usual bunch. Like, Superman in Action will return with a new writer, which I'm interested in. Brian Michael Bendis has left the book. I'm looking forward to seeing what Bendis does with Justice League of America. But I'm also going to be continuing with Knights of the Dinner Table. That's a great book if you're into tabletop gaming. A fantastic book. Really character driven. Plus, I'm hoping there's more exciting comics from Antarctic Press. And plus, I'm really wanting to get my own stuff out there, which I'm really excited about. So people aren't writing what I want to read. I'll just make it myself. Anyway, Jake Lindsay just looked at the weather. The wind is supposed to be 35 miles an hour. You can have it. And Trevor Hawkins, when Cookie wants something late at night, there I am. Anyway, frozen coffee, the sacrilege continues. The Dark Pope is incensed. And it's not soda, it's called pop. Oh, don't start that, Jake. I am seriously going to turn you over my knee, young man. Don't you start the pop versus soda thing. We're having enough trouble with Pepsi versus Coke here, but let's not get into that. All right. And did you ever see when Nile Red made decaffeinated Red Bull? That was awesome. Skunk Rocker, I'm gonna have to check that out, brother. Seriously, and the funny thing is, Red Bull's been on the market for how long? I have never had even a sip of Red Bull. I have had some energy drinks. I had one. I bought it. It came out around the time of Superman Returns. I bought it for the can, obviously, because I had a picture of Superman on it. But I drank the stuff, and it tasted like prune juice. It tasted like my grandmother's prune juice. And I didn't get. Of course, then again, I'm so hyper caffeinated that it's hard to get a buzz off of those things or to get any extra energy. I took those 5-hour
energy drinks. It only lasted me about 3.5. So, and then I was like mad crash. But anyway, decaffeinated coffee, isn't that hot brown water? That's like, to me, well, actually, there are some, like I said, I mean this, there are some good decaffeinated brands of coffee. But I like my caffeine. In fact, I not only like it, I need my caffeine because I've decaffeinated twice in my life, and it is hellish. It really is. All my energy departs. My cardiologist would be grateful if I stopped, but he said, well, you realize what your stress, your heart rate might be if you stop drinking coffee. I said, yeah, it'd probably stop. That's all that may be keeping me alive at this point in life, but at least gives me something to live for. But yeah, hot brown water is about it. And good job on Clever Tile Pending last night, Carly. Yeah, I've got to agree. The whole panel, Grant Lankard, I think they were on fire. I really do. I was very happy. And XNG Studios, Joe, it is good to see him more. Good morning to you, my friend. Morning, Brian. Hope all is well. It is. And even more so because you're here. And caught a few minutes of Clever Tile Pending last night. Pretty good. Well, thank you. I hope you go back and watch it. And maybe with any luck, we'll have some advice that will help you with any luck. But anyway, I saw you, and I'm sorry I couldn't say hello. We had a bunch of people coming in. But we were trying to keep the conversation going. Clever Title Pending is different. It has become different than this show where we try to keep up with your comments, and we're failing right now. But anyway, as usual. But we don't do promotions there aside from paid promotions and aside from our guests, because that's kind of like the thank you we can give them. So, it's like, it's a different thing. And I can't always say hello, but I saw you pop in. I'm so glad you did, Joe. I appreciate you so much. And please check out XG Studios Inc.'s channel on YouTube. He's got some good interviews on there. I really dug him. I'm going to go back this weekend and check them all out. And the Eric Hawkins says there might be some exciting news regarding Zombiful World of Oz soon, like a possible crossover with 3 other indie creations. Ooh. Well, one of the books I want to do, I have to say Eric is the inspiration for it, and I may be dipping my toe into the Oz thing myself, because I came up with something I think is a bit of a twist, and it's twisted, so I came up with it, and I'll have to see if I can talk Eric into illustrating one of those stories at least. And Eric's going, no. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, soda or pop is really bad for you, says Grant Lankard. It really is. It is also one of the most expensive things regarding how much it costs to make versus how much they sell it for. Yeah, but even so, it is still it's a profit leader for like gas stations and movie theaters, because while it's it can be costly, it is still so cheap. Actually, in a lot of the larger sizes, the cup it comes in actually costs more than the beverage inside, and that's why movie theaters can charge like you're getting an infusion of plasma. And that's the only money they can make, given the way the theater system is now. But anyway, no, good observation, Grant. Good observation. Carl Wisman says decaf is like kissing your sibling. Maybe warm, maybe wet, but it's missing the most important ingredient. Well, we're going to talk to Luke Skywalker later about that. And Rick Bradley, so new Spider-Man costume. Yeah, I got to agree with you, Rick. I am, of all the variant Spider-Man costumes, I thought the what was it, the gold one that just came, the red and gold one, just before or during One More Day, I was unimpressed with that. I thought that's just too much. I do like the black costume. I think it has a place. There was a silver armored one that appeared in Web of Spider-Man for a couple issues that was pretty cool. I liked it. It was kind of out there. But yeah, the current one, bless you, honey, I am not at all impressed with. Although Amazing Spider-Man has been fantastic. Nick Spencer is one of my favorite comic authors right now. He and Al Ewing
and Mark Russell. I'll read anything those guys write. And Robert Vendetti, he's also real good. Christian Basil, we're possibly coming to 47,000 likes before the end of the year, or of the way it's going on to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And yeah, I'm excited by that. And Christian's had a hell of a great year. And if you're at all intrigued by what we're talking about,
this is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Yes, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, great conversation, great hosts. Christian and Melanie do a fantastic job on that show. They really do. So please check it out on Facebook, also on YouTube. Excuse me. They're part of the Hanging with Web show network, and they're awesome. And Christian is awesome. I love you, brother. And Christian is going to be a guest on Clever Title Pending next year. So, and it's going to be fun. So anyway, check it out and become part of the legend. Trevor Hawkins asked random DNA, Carl. Well, we haven't visited the confession booths yet. So Carl Weston says, if you come to the New Year's Eve green room, wear your armored underpants. It's going to be wild. What if I don't wear any at all? Carl says 6 hours is our record. Let's go. Let's break a record on New Year's. What do you say? Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay says there's one drink worse than pop. It's Monster Energy. That drink killed 9 people. Only 9 people? Then it's not doing its job, I say. Okay. And McDonald's Frappe Caramel. Ooh. That sounds good. I have to say, McDonald's has really stepped up its game in the last 10 years as far as coffee goes. When I used to drink that stuff in college, because it had a high caffeine content, it was highly acidic, and it didn't taste great at all. But Lord Almighty, it kept you awake. And I remember one time I was drinking it during some of my final exams one year in college, and I got a cup of coffee, and I didn't want to take it in, and I knew I didn't have a taste for cold coffee at the time. So I poured it out onto the pavement on the tarmac, or rather the chip and oil parking lot. And I was finishing up some business in the car, getting my books together and a couple other things, make sure I had pens and pencils and everything. And I looked down, and it looked like it was a little pitted where I had poured the coffee. And I'm convinced it was the coffee that did it, just in a few minutes. Anyway, it'll be temporary. He's had 8 different costumes over the years. Yeah. That's it. See, John, that's the thing with people who've read comics for a long time, like you and me. That's why, like, when Superman lost his trunks, holy cow, people were losing their crap on the internet. It's like, oh my God, the character's ruined. No, losing his trunks doesn't ruin his character, dimwit. But anyway,
unless there's nothing under the trunks.
And well, he is a comic book character, so. Yeah. We can't be sure. Anyway, but no, it's like I was telling people at the time at the new 52 start that it doesn't matter, because in a few years they're just going to bring them back. Quit getting your trunks in an uproar. And sure enough, although I noticed the new Superman and Lois series, they've changed Tyler Hoechlin's costume. It looks more like the new 52, and I couldn't be happier. I liked it. And Christian Basil, Fez comes off, bow tie comes off, and occasionally the shirt. And we are all in awe of all the ego. Well, I try to bring something to the party. Let it be my ego. And Johnny Pica, but we are talking about this Saturday at 8 a.m. on Back of the Cereal Box. Hey, way to sneak that in there, John B. Pica. Good man. And there she is. There's someone who appreciates the value of a good plug. And it's Michaela Jade. Mwah. Hey, guys. Good to see you. And Michaela, again, thank you for last night. I'm sure you hear that a lot. And thank you for being on the show, Clever Title Pending, and helping make it an amazing show. What a story Michaela has had for this year, and Carlene, and the Jacksons. No, not Michael and Tito and Jermaine, Matthew and Kathy. Great information, great stuff. And remind me later, Cookie, I got a tip from Kathy Jackson we need to try for
Rising Tide Publications page. Okay. So, but no, Michaela was fantastic. Like I said, we're going to clean up our playlist this afternoon on YouTube. It's also on my personal page and on the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook. So please check it out. And any Nevermorians in Louisville, I'm going to be taking a road trip there this Saturday to visit J&B Magic Shop for the Back of the Cereal Box podcast, and I'd love to connect while I'm there. Ooh, that sounds like fun. If our weather were a little more certain, or actually we may have something to do. On Saturday, yeah, we got to visit our friend. But God, that sounds like fun. That's only 3 hours away. I'd be tempted. And Exegy Studios Inc. says Brian and verbal fisticuffs a dangerous mix. If the Fez comes off, be ready for an epic James Bond like verbal hiney whopping. Hiney whopping. I like that. I like that. That's awesome. I love that, Joe. What a turn of phrase. I love that. That's beautiful. But no, the Fez does come off occasionally. Now, last night we did wear something for a little while during the after show because I took my Fez off, and my head was starting to get cold. So we can wear this for a while because we're still in Christmas season. Give it back. Okay, no problem. Frank wants his hat back. So, and I've got branding to consider, so. And Brandy, what a fine girl, what a good wife she would be. Anyway, Christian Basil, want to get your Whovian or yourself some awesome Legend of the Traveling TARDIS merch? Check out that link so you can become part of the legend and let everyone around you know. And hey, Michaela. Howdy, Michaela from Grant and Trevor. And if you like Paisley long sleeve shirts, I found some on Amazon for only $41, says Jake Lindsay. Well, cool. If they have a raspberry beret, I'd be interested. And Brian Rodman says, John B. Pica, I would highly recommend, for goodness sake, The Silence by Chad Nuss, Aeonian by Stephanie Menard. She's awesome. White Ash from Scout Comics, The Seven Deadly Sins from TKO Studios, The Electric Black from Scout Comics, and The Gatherer from Behemoth Comics, to name a few. I definitely recommend the Zombiful World of Oz. I seriously do. Also, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods. If you like fantasy and zombies, then check out the Eric Hawkins work. Contact him for details. And Luke Stone does an incredible superhero book called Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, with a really interesting twist on how they got their powers. And in fact, if you get the trade paperback, I have a story in there, along with Eric Hawkins, who has blessed me with his artwork. Anyway, please check it out. There's some good stuff there, Brian. Good stuff I need to check out myself. Back of the Cereal Box from YouTube says, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, we will be talking about the good things in 2020 and what we are hoping to see, do, and accomplish in 2021. We'd love for you to join us and share your goals for 2021. That sounds beautiful. If I'm up that early, I will join you. I will pop in the comments box. And Exegy Studios Inc. says, I'm great at production, but suck at promotion. It's a constant work in progress to get better at promotion. Yeah, it's one of those things, Joe, that I found that it's, you don't just flip a switch and suddenly you're promoting God. You ease into it. It's something that you have to make it a habit. And I admit that I have to be better at mine. I do this 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. And then we have Clever Title Pending, which is actually promoting not so much me, but the people I love to work with and some of my friends and all. And we're getting some fresh blood there too. But it's and the thing is, you've got a forum. You have got your excellent interviews, and I would, that could be the cornerstone of your promotion. In fact, I believe doing shows like this, if you are capable of it, because there's a lot of stuff that I have seen some people that should not be broadcasting. It's not like you turn on the camera and start talking. Excuse me. There are certain disciplines I hold to, but it helps that I have a television background. So and also acting. So I'm aware of lighting. I'm aware of positioning myself in the frame, what is around me.
And now with certain things you have to consider on YouTube, as you know, uh, that there's a lot of things, there's a lot of plates to keep spinning. But I also believe that if you network correctly, which is also a part of promotion, that, and I see you doing that. I see you on IndieVolt very regularly. That's an excellent first step, and you become part of the conversation. And I think that's a huge key in it too. That once you make your presence known and people learn to like you, then they are drawn to you and will check out what you do. So, no, yeah, and you are great at production. You are terrific. You're a terrific artist, and let's see what we can do to get you better at the promotion thing. All right, because but even even little promotion and even bad promotion is sometimes better than no promotion at all, which I see too much of. Joe Dog McKeel says, after I yell Jumanji at midnight tomorrow, I am charging hard and headfirst into 21 chanting, I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. Wish me luck. Joe Dog, you don't need luck, dude. You're going to make your luck, and it's going to be good. We are going to all rise together. I say that sincerely. 2021 is with, I know there's a number of us, and I'm going to count you as one of them, Joe Dog. 2021 is going to make up for 2020. That's what I'm saying right now. Grant Lacker says, Vira from Louisville, I would not admit it. People are not exactly happy with Kentuckians lately. That's true. That's true. The last 10 months have not done much for their reputation, unfortunately. Earned or otherwise. John B. Pike, I'll check them out today. Today, I'm hoping to dig into Once and Future Volume 2 today. Hey, and I got the, Adventure Man on my hoopla.com. And I'm looking forward to reading that. And John, I thank you for the recommendation there. And did I kill the chat with that one? No, you didn't. And why? And just sleeping, Joe, says Carl Witzman. Carl's had a rough morning listening to all this talk about Pepsi and everything. And Joe Dog, must be, I would have said I was trying to let Brian catch up. Well, I appreciate that, man, but it's on Brian. Brian will fall behind anyway. Nicholas Anthony Tucker says, good morning, Nevermornings. Good morning to you, Nick. Glad to have you here. Thank you for all you've done for everyone for 2020. One last time for 2020, the mighty Manatee Man, master of marketing, arises from the depths to remind you that many of the works on my Amazon page were born on this year. Check out Nicholas Tockard on Amazon.com. Also, check out Amanda Tockard, his amazingly talented wife. They're both amazingly talented. John B. Pike of the Storyteller says, but there were good things in 2020. Let's share the good stuff. I launched a webcomic series on Patreon, a new podcast that is blowing up, and I survived COVID. 3 very major accomplishments, John. Very seriously cool. Carly Carlene says, drinking will start about noon. Green Room will be at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will try to be there, because I'm looking forward to it, actually. Jake Lindsay says, in all honesty, 2020 was bad, but in all honesty, we survived it. Remember the Bible story when the sailors were in the storm and Jesus calmed the storm. It's just like 2020 in a way. Jesus is calming it. Yeah, that's true. And, the thing is, we've got the vaccine is finally being distributed. The new administration is promising huge strides in getting it to the general public by the start of his administration, which I hope he can make good on. Now, I did see this morning that the mutated virus variant that's been seen in the south of England has appeared, I think, in Oklahoma. Here in America, it was inevitable. I'm not surprised. One thing I've lost in 2020 is my capacity for astonishment. But no, we'll get through this. And, we've got God, we've got each other. Okay, we're going to get this together. We are going to rise up. And cherry Dr. Pepper is great, but my favorite is strawberry Dr. Pepper. Ooh, that sounds good, Carly. That definitely sounds good. And Southern More Pepsi, you can get run out of town with talk like that, says Joe Dog. Well, if you want to generalize, that's what I've seen in my studies. And strawberry sounds excellent, says Trevor Hawkins. I gotta agree. And below the Mason-Dixon line, you say, bring me a Coke. Exactly, Carl. I'm corrected by Joe Dog. And yep, Sprite-flavored Coke. Or should that be Spite-flavored Coke? That would be my
drinks, Trevor Hawkins, and the dark mistress of the dark church of the rising time. Mwah, Sarah, let's have a health report. How you feeling this morning? And hoping the family is staying healthy too. And it's all Coke, says that. Well, in Los Angeles, it's Coke too, but it's not the same thing. And sorry, you say, bring me a Coke, honey, says Carl Witzman. And I learned the names of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Jim, George, Jack, and their bastard cousin Jose. You just killed my wife, Joe Dog. You know, the funny thing is, I'm familiar with all 4 of those guys, and we're on each other's Christmas card list. And if Cookie is laughing and it's not at you, then it is a great show going on. Says Action Studios Inc. Oh, she wouldn't laugh at me. She doesn't find me amusing in the least, do you, honey?
You amusing?
See?
Actually, you are amusing.
Okay.
You're not hilarious.
Oh! Prepare for some spousal abuse when this show is over, woman. Good Lord.
Since I launched the first cannonball.
Yeah, you did. The spankings will now ensue until her attitude gets better. I love you, honey.
Love you.
She knows I'm hilarious. But anyway, Jake Lindsay says Coke wasn't that healthy back in the day. It was made with real Coke, no joke. No, it's true. A number of things from like a century ago were made with stuff we're going, holy crap, that's in it? Well, in fact, when I was a kid, I've mentioned this often, Vicks Formula 44 cough syrup. It was an over-the-counter cough syrup, and up until like the mid to late 60s, it had the over-the-counter stuff had codeine in it, and I remember Mom was always giving me cough syrup because I would get colds and everything during the winter, and she'd get me the stuff, and she'd be like, "Here's some cherries, cough syrup." Well, that's nice, Mom, thanks. But do you have any of that Formula 44? It makes me really feel good. Not that I was feeling better, but it made me feel good, and I was really disappointed when they stopped putting codeine in it. And I didn't realize I was a little drug addict at 6. So yeah, but here's another bit of trivia for you. Aspirin once was a copyrighted term. The Bayer Corporation had or it's not copyrighted, but trademarked. Excuse me, it was a trademark term, and the Bayer Corporation owned it, and unfortunately, they did not defend it properly. And it was ruled by the courts that it had become genericized. That kind of like when you think of paper tissues for your nose, you think of Kleenex, perhaps. And if you call it Kleenex, but you'd buy the plain white box at Dollar Tree, that's not Kleenex brand. Not all petroleum jellies are Vaseline. See what I'm saying? And not all soft drinks are Coke. And I have heard of areas that call all soft drinks Coke. But anyway, yeah, it's true. It was made with real cocaine back in the day. And update, my sister, brother-in-law, and younger niece have COVID. The rest of us have squeaked by in quarantine so far. Oh, darling, we got to get you out. We got to get you out of there as soon as the all clear is sounded, because we got to have Sarah Saracon. We were talking about it last night, in fact. And Joe Dog, and it ain't been as good since, Jake. Yeah, that's true. And Trevor bows to Sarah, the Dark Mistress, and Trevor is acknowledged by same and praying for you all, Sarah, says Trevor. And sorry to hear that, Double S. Yeah, but be strong, hun, and know you've got some support here, okay? And Jake Lindsay says, I saw Coke clean a dirty pan that it's full of sugar. Yeah, it has a certain amount of acid in it, and coffee has acid in it as well. Rick Radley says Pepsi and Coke pale in comparison to some good sweet tea. Yeah, there you go. Now, good sweet tea is the key there. And the Ninja Genko has joined us. Good morning. Good morning to you, the Ninja. Hope you are having a sensational morning. Always a pleasure to see you. I mean it. And Sarah, I feel badly for all of you. Stay safe, says Carl Witzman. I think I speak for all of us. We wish the same, Sarah. Please stay safe and keep us informed. And thanks so much. It's not something to take lightly. Exactly, Sarah. When we still have one, we're still going to have 98 to 99% of the population survive this, according to statistics. But it's that 1% that we still have to keep in our hearts and our prayers. Because it's, like I said, the new variant, I haven't heard that it is any more
deadly or potentially deadly or what, but it is easier to contract it. It is more infectious, but anyway, and love you guys. Thanks for all the positive thoughts. Sarah, we've got nothing but love for you. We really do. And Nick Tucker says, all fins splashing aside, looking back on this year, folks like Brian K. Morris and Cindy Kep helped me keep teaching my friends how to kill each other safely. And I'm so dang grateful to you, as well as the partnership with Luke Stone of TerraformComics.com. This year has been amazing despite the challenges. Oh man, I agree. I mean, myself, I'm in a better place than I was a year ago. Cookie's in a better place than she was a year ago. And, we've got a thriving Patreon page. We've got the tip jar has been very, very helpful. And thank you all who've contributed to both. And if you want to join my Patreon, please sign up in the comments. You'll find the link in the comments below. But yeah, we've had all things considered, 2020 has been kind of good to us, but we've had to fight to make it so. A lot of people will be in Champaign tomorrow night. I bet they will. Popping corks, which is not a euphemism. And Scott Crocker, but they all bowed down to the might of Moxie. Now, Moxie, I got to tell you, Moxie is good stuff. I do like it. There's some good pops that are, or sodas, whatever you want to call them, that, are kind of regional. They're really, really nice. I had some Ale 8 a couple years ago when I was in the Louisville area, and I'd forgotten how good that stuff was. And how's the comic going, Sarah asks Eggs and G Studios. And Carlene laughs wickedly because Brian hasn't read her book yet. I know, I'm scum, right? I do want to get that. I do. And Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay says, I got the biggest magic prop ever coming in the mail. It is a 36-inch silk with Jesus on it. It's huge. Shut up, Christian. Well, and I saw that you sent me that picture of it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. And Jolt Cola was excellent. The original formula for Jolt was great. That stuff got me going. And I was caffeinated back then. My first bout with Jolt Cola was... I drank it before I went on the air. I was doing a pledge break for our local PBS station, and I had one bottle of that stuff, and I wanted to go door to door to ask for funding. But they reformulated and cut back on the caffeine. That proved so unpopular that about 5 years ago, they reformulated it back to the original. And I have a friend who actually, whenever he finds Jolt Cola, he buys it. And however amount, like if they've got like a dozen 6-packs, he'll buy them all because he loves the original formula. And Jolt didn't have a horrible flavor. Flavor-wise, it's not my favorite. But the effects are great. And Dark Mistress Sarah says the Ultra Boy. Christian Basil and Eggs and G, it's coming along. Thanks. And mwah, my Ultra Boy. Ho, ho, ho. And I could see poor Kathy's face every time Carly would say a naughty word, says Carl Winsman. Yeah. Last night's show should have a not safe for work language warning on it, but it was fun. It was informative. The after our show was far worse because I was a good boy, but it was fun. And Kathy loves you two ladies, so it's all right. The Skunk Rocker says, Trevor, I'm ringing in the new year with Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh, what is it? There was a cream ale I used to drink that it came in a green bottle I used to like. But I have to say right now, what was it? Right now it's Guinness for me. Fresh from the tap, properly poured Guinness. Kinky Friedman calls it the stuff that kept Ireland from conquering the world. So Trevor Hawkins says, all the sugar and twice the caffeine. Plenty of all-nighters helped by that product in college. Oh, man. Well, it certainly added energy to my broadcasting skills with public broadcasting. So all my love for you and your family and everyone, Christian Basil says to Sarah, I hope everyone makes a speedy recovery. We all mirror that sentiment, my friend. And Exegy Sue saying Jolt Cola equals no sleep till the end of the week. Forget the caffeine and coffee. Just drink Jolt. Too bad don't sell it anymore. Yeah, I haven't seen it anywhere in about probably about 4 years, I think. It's been a long time since. I know that for a while, like Dollar General and Dollar Tree were getting it, or Dollar General rather. And I did like it. Now, something we picked up the other day, Canada Dry has a new bold flavor. I think it's trying to make it more like Vernor's. We bought a 6-pack of that. One, I was surprised the cans are tiny. They look like those little hospital cans, so you don't pee the bed all day. But we're going to try that later. That's going to be fun. Christian, why would you freeze coffee? Asks the skunk rocker. I find that drinks are easier to swallow when they're non-solid form. Well, Christian can get a lot down his throat, and that's a long story and not suitable for airtime. But anyway, I'm with Brian, says Carly, and I don't do frozen, though I'll put ice in cold coffee with either caramel or cinnamon creamer. Yeah, and I'll tell you what's good is to put like a little cinnamon. You have to stir it up, but put it in with your coffee grounds, and that really brings a rich flavor. You can also do the same with pumpkin spice, but you have to stir it really good in your grounds. Otherwise, it forms a paste that could overflow your coffee maker. And I say this because I had to clean up. We did some cooking over Thanksgiving, and I didn't realize that the coffee maker had overflown one time. But we have a really clean counter now. But yeah, I don't do frozen a whole lot. I mean, I have, and I like it, but yeah, I prefer, my coffee either just cold or piping hot. And Skunk is mocked by the Dark Pope here with his laughter. And thanks, Christian. Staying smart and safe. Sister has it the worst. Oh, hon, please take care of yourself. All of you. We need you, all right? Nick Tucker says, I also want to thank everyone who joined the St. Nick's Creators Christmas Mall. A lot of artists, authors, and creators found customers in each other. Shopping small helps all. Good. That was a good thing, Nick. I'm really proud of you, man. I hope it can continue during into the new year. And by the way, Skunk rocks, says Sarah. He does. I love the boy. He is funny. I like him. He's on Stupid O'Clock. Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 11. And he's a vital part of that. Plus, I love his intros and outros. Those are so cool. Now, here's the perfect drink. A mix of all these Red Bull, Pepsi, Coke, 5-hour energy drink, NyQuil, Monster, and coffee, and all in one pot, says Jake Lindsay. Jake, I would pay good money to watch you drink a whole coffee pot of that stuff and hear your heart valves sound like castanets, okay? Actually, I'm thinking the flavor, and I've never had Red Bull, and I can't have NyQuil. It messes me up. There is something in NyQuil that if I have a choice between NyQuil and having a cold, I will pick having a cold every time. It makes me groggy for about a day and a half, even just one capful. There is just something in it that does not agree with my body chemistry. So I can't have Dayquil or NyQuil. It messes me up. And imagine me more messed up than I am. That doesn't bear thinking about. And Joe Dog McKill says, I just want everyone to know my wife has the greatest husband ever. I would agree. Cookie would probably agree too. But anyway, yeah. And soda, Pop, you seriously went there, says Joe Dog McKill. Yeah, we'll talk about religion, we'll talk about politics, but we'll talk about those long before we talk about soda versus pop. And Brian Robbins says, folks, kick off the new year with a new comic book series on your shelf. Memoirs of an Angel is like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. It's about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race to save a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. I love that. That's a good book. One of my goals for this year is to pick up all of those. I seriously love that book. Anyway, please check it out at brianrodman.com. Also, check out the Dastardly Dingoes, one of the finest podcasts out there in the universe. And Christian Basil, the Dark Mistress, is my caffeine. I just bet. And I know she gets you up in the morning. And Joe Dog McKeel says, I slug back a 5-hour energy drink and I am unconscious in 45 minutes. Oh, Joe Dog, that's why we get along so well. It's like, we replaced Brian Morris's bloodstream with pure caffeine. Let's see if anyone notices the difference, and probably not. Anyway, Pops Van Zandt, yo, my brother, how you doing? Don't forget this Saturday and Sunday is CromCon 10. I think he has a preliminary show on Friday night. But check it out. I'm going to be on CromCon this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central. We're going to be talking about broadcasting with Christian Basil and myself. It's going to be fun. We will have a good time, and we will let Pops Van Zandt have his network back when we're done with it. All right, Scott Crocker says, yeah, you don't want to see me without caffeine or nicotine or gasoline. Basically, you don't want to see me without anything that ends with INE. Vaseline, Visine, yeah, the whole 9 yards there. And Skunk, if you started any fights in any more gas stations, that's what I want to know. And thanks, Grant, says Carleen. And Brian Robin says, and I have been having a blast working on issue 7. See, now that's the thing. If you can be excited by your own work, that's great. Last night I drew what might have been the creepiest thing I've ever created. It probably wears a fez. I had to walk away from my desk for a minute. I really can't wait to share this issue with everyone. Kickstarter coming in February. Well, Brian, keep me posted, brother. We'll see what we can do to get you some extra eyeballs, all right? And actually we are, aren't we? Now that I think about it. Jake Lindsay says the scariest thing last night, I was getting foil out the blade, got me. Come to find out there was no blood. Afterwards, God saved me from bleeding a lot. Oh, the edge of the foil. Oh, that's almost as bad as a regular paper cut. Dude, I'm glad you're okay, man. Seriously. And Clever Title Pending is an amazing opportunity, says Nick Tuckard, and a great time, much like Stupid O'Clock. Yeah, it is. And Nick, I gotta say, I saw you on Stupid O'Clock the other night. You were fantastic. So funny. And I genuinely had a blast getting to know you guys and learning from the guests and commentators. Yeah, Stupid O'Clock's one of my go-tos. It and the Green Room and the Drunken Rant. I love that stuff. I really do. And Ben Reilly's Spider-Man costume was probably my favorite. I love his Scarlet Spider as well. I love that storyline. I did too, Brian Rodman. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed most of the Clone Saga. Kind of ran out of steam after a while, of course, but it went on, I think, about 6 months too long. But during the beginning of it, I was really intrigued by it. And congrats, Christian. Before long, you'll have 50K likes, says Sarah. I'm thinking by the end of the year, he's on target. He's got about 48 hours to get 50K, so do it. And Brian Rodman says, everyone tip your host or perish. Or if you wish to escape the bowels of Hades, head on over to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and help fund his amazing works. Thank you, Brian Rodman. I appreciate that greatly. Yes, we do have a paypal.me/Rising Tide, capital B, capital K, capital M. And also, let's see. I hit the wrong thing. There we go. Patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And in the next 24 hours, we are going to be uploading our PDFs finally. Some of our PDFs of our work. So if you're at the $10 level, you have access to them. You will. Plus, we'll be doing another chapter of Ebony Terror. Putting that out for you. We've been busy. We've gotten on a roll with that book, so we are about 4 or 5 chapters from ending it. And my Patreon people get the first chance to look at it, and for only $5 a month. And I say, and they can also make comments that could influence the course of the book. So anyway, thank you for that opportunity. Manatee, or no, it's not Manatee Man, but his able assistant, Brian Rodman. Thank you. And be sure you don't want to perish. And also Brian Rodman says, hashtag bring Cookie home and hashtag laugh like a supervillain. I love that last one. And love you, Dark Mister, says Christian Basil. Thank you so much. Sarah says, love you, and you're welcome so much, my altar boy. Christian Basil says, arise, Michaela Jade, cleavage arise. And Michaela goes, hello, Christian. And Sarah says, Christian, Michaela, and I found out we had matching bras. That's true, they do. Where was I with my print screen when that happened? We've got to have a repeat, I swear. Because I missed it. Anyway, I saw it. Good thing I've got good memory. Anyway, hi, Michaela. And good morning to Heather Ellen. Mwah, good morning, darling. And Heather Ellen has a wonderful show at 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday nights. Please go there and support Heather in her great show there. And hi, Sarah, says Michaela. And Pops Van Zandt says, where the hell are the YouTube likes? Come on, people. Jump over here. That's right. And thank you for bringing that up, Pops. And I want to thank everyone who has given this a love,
or let's go with the likes first. Jerome Connor, good to see you. And Pops and Nick and Clyde Hall and Ed Williams, thank you. And John, appreciate your support. And the love from Cindy Cap. Oh, Cindy, CKOEPP.com. Sign for her newsletter. I love her. Ryan Permisson. Ryan, thank you for being on the show last night. Loved having you there. Russell, I'm glad you were there too. Sorry I didn't get to say hello to you. Heather Ellen, love you too. Jeffrey Hayes and Brian Robin, gentlemen, thank you so much for the response. And so anyway, yeah, listen to Pops. Pops knows what he's talking about. And Meredith Loughran, good morning, Nevermore, and slinking in at the tail end where I belong. Well, we love it when you slink, Meredith. Also, check out Meredith's wildoneforever.com. Great way to start your day on the weekdays. And also check out her afternoon tests of the haps.tv experiment there, and hope it's working well. I need to touch base with you in a week or two about that, see how that's working for you. I'm still in love with StreamYard, though. I will say that. I'm probably never going to leave here. And Meredith's going, you're on my account. I'll tell you when you get to leave. Sarah says, Carl Wisman, I think a Christian missed the night in the humor group. Poor boy. And hey, Meredith, hashtag buttbeard. And Carl Wisman says, the giantess of social media, the dark pope waves. And Sarah, yep, Christian missed out on seeing for himself. And Christian, all I can say is I'm quoting from Seinfeld. They're real and they're spectacular. Anyway, and they are. And John B. Pike of the Storyteller says for 2021, as part of my post-COVID reinvention, I am going to start a leggings and boots trend for men. Who's with me? Oh God. What? Cookie just went, oh, God. You don't want to see me in leggings?
I want to see you out of leggings.
Oh, that's even better. Well, John, we may be able to talk here. Anyway, Meredith Loughran says, I just got back from a run and a much-needed shower. Photos or it didn't happen. The sticky note with shower is officially retired. Oh, are we I'm glad to see you're that organized, Meredith, that that basic hygiene is not ignored. Whereas I know some people, hygiene is how you greet the bass player for Kiss. Anyway, Scott Rocker says, well, John, I'm already wearing boots. And they're made for walking. And John B. Pike of the Storyteller, make it so. You would say that, giantess. And we want pictures, not of me, you don't. I could kill the trend right there. And Sarah, love and hashtag catfisting. We get it all here, and much love to Meredith from Sarah, and I get to watch. And Brian Rodman says, John B. Pike, I'm in Louisville. We do have some folks popping in by for a backyard visit or two that day, but if we can work out the time, swing on by and have some coffee with me by the fire pit in my backyard, DM me and we can try to make it work. Definitely, we can have a Pika Rodman con here. This would be great. I wish if I wasn't busy, I'd be sure tempted to come down and join you guys. And Jerome Connor, a pleasure to have you here. And I see already, I'm reading in advance, and he's got the spirit of the show. Good morning. Shameless plug. Jerome, thank goodness. We're waiting for that. Saturday morning cartoons at 9 a.m. this Saturday. The topic, the 80s. OMG, what were they thinking? When I look back at the 80s, it is a constant theme. What were we thinking? Oh, my God. And I'm just thinking of the hair bands of the time, the way that paved the way for the mullet. There we go. But Jerome, thank you for being here, man. And you are on one of my joys of 2020 list, Jerome. It's so good to meet you this year. And Joe Bachman, good to see you, my man. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful weather for those in Indiana, at least. Yeah, we're like 3 days ago, I was looking at the weather forecast, and I'm like, we gotta get some supplies here. We may be in for a few weeks, but no, I gotta say, the weather today looks pretty promising. In fact, I haven't seen much rain this morning, and we were supposed to get a deluge today, but the temperatures are staying up. I have to go for an errand run after the show, but things are looking pretty good. Our weather, I cannot complain. Now, I think it's Friday morning, like just after midnight, we might have in this area possibility of some wintry mix, but I'll be asleep, and I'll be damned if I'm going out then. So anyway, that's how I'm ringing in the new year. I'll probably be asleep, but
Anyway, so glad you're here, Joe, and I'm so glad when you pop in on the show. I really am. And Geek Insider needs some love too. Yeah, definitely check out Geek Insider, who power this show. GeekInsider.com has a number of wonderful shows on comics and geekdom and anything geeky and freaky. They've got it, and somewhat cheeky. That's one of the shows. I do love that show, Meredith. And Meredith has her broadcast on there. You'll also see Clever Tile Pending, Nevermind the Furthermore on there. So please check out GeekInsider.com. There's a lot of entertainment on that page. Please check it out, and please like it on Facebook and subscribe to their channel on YouTube. All right. Anyway, Jerome Connor says, subject change. Great superheroes series is Wild Cards. Yes. Yes. Oh, excuse me. The Great and Powerful Turtle. Great George R.R. Martin writing, and really good writers that came out of that experiment. I loved Wild Cards. Oh man, Jerome and I get together, and it's almost like we live the same life. We share the same obscure geekiness. OMG. And OMG, my spelling is horrible. Jerome, that's okay. I noticed I could tell what you were saying. I protect my guests on here, and he's here, says Pops Van Zandt. Oh, he is. Oh my God. Was it me? Anyway, and we just had another comment dump. And yeah, we're behind. Oh well. And let's catch up, because I know Teresa had something here. There she is. There she is. All right. And what would make a great after Christmas present? Well, she has the answer. Teresa Dunn has a brand new book released, Poetry Expressions 2, that she is publishing herself. Let's support that. The first book was so good it had to have a sequel, but now with more poetry. It's available from Amazon in paperback, and the ebook will be out soon as Teresa uploads it. Yeah, you can tell who did the production on it. And so get your copies today of both those great books. Joe Bachman says, I'll be spending my final days of 2020 looking over 750 plus pages of roadway plans for next year's projects. Oh boy. Well, actually, I liked reading blueprints. When I worked at the water company, we had blueprints all the time. That was part of my job to check them out. And I enjoyed reading them. They were pretty interesting. And he's there. That's ominous for Pops fans. And I turn 49 tomorrow. Meredith, you lie. You lie. You got to be 22 at the most. Anyway, Meredith, mwah, happy pre-birthday to you. I'm watching on YouTube, where she should be. Anyway, happy birthday, sweetheart. And I love Wild Cards, Jerome. I agree, it is great. And Council Bluffs, the sequel to Amanda Tockart's debut novel of surprisingly genteel lycanthropes, Coy Wolf, is expected in 2021. Get in on the ground floor at that address on Amazon. Check out Amanda Tockart, because Nicholas Tockart demands it. And he's everywhere. He's there. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere. Pops Van Zandt checking in from YouTube and Facebook. Good man. Thank you for helping the numbers. I love you, Pops. And hey, Sarah and Meredith, must have missed you two sneaking in, says Grant Lankard. And hey, Grant. Hey, Pop. And Ted Van Son. Good to see you, Ted. Morning, sir. People that do the promotions, it's difficult. Nitpicking is something you must get used to. My shows I work with are sometimes needy by hand-holding. Yeah, I'm usually the needy one, Ted. I get that. But anyway, Brian K. Morris says, John B. Pike, I am naming Adventure Man as the best series of 2020. I'm going to start reading it this week. I've got it on loan on my my reading device, and looking forward to it. And I appreciate you recommending it, John. That's why I'm checking it out. And Christian Basil, Sarah, Michaela, as Brian says, if there aren't pictures, it didn't happen. And hello, Nevermorians. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? From Pops Van Zandt, Meredith Walgren says hi. And a whole bunch of people. And any screenshots are for my own personal use, none to share. I agree, Carl. Same with me. So I'll be sending over the ones I've got later on. Anyway, Christian Basil, happy birthday to Meredith. Who else is in here? Well, me. And that was a video, Christian. You weren't there. It wasn't recorded. Says Sarah. Yeah, genuinely, what happens in the green room usually stays in the green room. And Cindy Cap says, good morning to all. Cindy, mwah. Good morning, CKOEPP.com. Check out the newsletter she's got. Sign up for it today. You'll be thanking me. You will be thanking me that I recommended it to you. And Cindy, thank you for your great questions and your jokes last night. I don't care what Grant says. I love your jokes. I love sharing them. I think I missed one or two, but I apologize for that.
But you were great and insightful with your questions last night. Thank you as always. And Russell, and thank you last night for showing up, Russell. I don't think I got to say hello to you. Hello, everyone. Crazy day at work. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Very much so. There you go, Carl. Screenshots for personal use. That's all I want them for. And personal abuse. But anyway, I'll open a StreamYard, says Christian Basil. There you go. No, actually, Carl has done that, Christian. But the thing is, he doesn't engage the recording. And the fact is, we sometimes get more than 10 people in the room. If we get 10 people, somebody has to leave. And, some people like staying there all night and contribute. All right, Cindy Kepson. I wonder how many people can, Meredith Christian, do you know, how many people can wait in the waiting area of the studio? That's a question that just popped in my head. I know you can get 10 on screen, but how many people can be in the queue at any given time, especially at 10? I think that's worth investigating. And drank the last cup of coffee. I'm the guilty party on Smashwords. Check out my work. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. And Monica's cheap and easy. Good morning, Brian. Mwah. Monica O'Leary, so good to see you, darling. Watching me on YouTube where the picture and sound are better. Monica, hope you had a great Christmas, sweetheart. I hope your 2021's looking good too, just like you. And Joe Dogs says, Nick Talker, you won't be alone, surging boldly into the breach. And I am not talking just about folks like Skunk Rocker and Dan Hollifield. We really need to talk HoloCon. We do. I'm up for HoloCon. I really am. Christian Basil, as strange as it sounds, mine's Mountain Dew Zero, and I add grenadine. Ooh, nice, Christian. I like that. What was it? I saw something this week. Aviator Gin, which was owned by Ryan Reynolds. Somebody mixed it with Mountain Dew, and it's this. It doesn't change the color much. But Ryan, the person who mixed these took a picture of the drinks and the result and tagged Ryan Reynolds in it, and Ryan was like, oh dear, OMG. And then the person, once he realized Ryan saw it, the mixer said, I call it the Green Lantern. And Ryan's response was, stop helping. So anyway, and Sarah's not sure, Meredith, and making a new pot of coffee on Amazon is me. Thank you, Cindy Kepsey, KOEPP.com. Definitely. I'm always, and I always put it in this because it tastes better. 4 different colors. The links are below. Heather Ellen says, I go live every Sunday, 10 p.m. for Comics and More New Jersey. Check that out. She is a wonderful host. She really is. And Comics and More on Facebook, and always share links, projects, and social media in the comments of her show, just like here. You can do that here too. And Heather Ellen, I love you, darn. You are so awesome. And thank you, Christian. Everyone celebrates my birthday just because I'm that special. And I'm not reading that last part, Meredith. You are special. You are to me. Miss talking to you, hon. And Jerome Connor, COVID-19 made my Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners the most peaceful they have been since I didn't have to be with them. Yeah, I've been to big family, gatherings like when I was really, really young. That's why Cookie and I really like being by ourselves. Anyway, Monica's cheap and easy says, be nice to Cookie, Brian. Am I nice to you, honey? Yeah, see? She said so. You can't take Monica, you can't take my word for it. So she said I'm good to her. So I have to agree. And Cindy Cap is mixing a cherry-flavored caffeinated drink for Mr. Nick Talker, who is on Amazon. Please check out his link. And Carl Wisman says, you are special, Meredith. Don't put yourself down. Yes, Meredith. Agreed. You have to stop that kind of stinking thinking because you are on the road to improvement. And anytime you take a swipe at yourself, you put a mental roadblock up. And that's something I have to watch for too. I get reamed out constantly by for doing that stuff. Sarah says cough syrup over the counter was in the 80s too. My mom used to give it to me. Oh my God. Yeah. I miss codeine. I really do. And Christian says, shush you, Meredith. You are the queen of geeks. Yes, indeed you are. And Cindy Cap says, knows that even decaf is evil. So check out Cindy Cap on Amazon. Please do. Also, bearpublications.com and CKOEPP.com. Check out her amazing work. In fact, if you need a clue as to what it's about, yeah, I know I'm behind, but this is Cindy. Give me a break.
She deserves the promotion. Check out the work of Cindy Kemp.
Author Cindy Kemp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kemp at CKOEPP.com today.
You heard her. Check it out, CKOEPB.com. Don't ignore the imploration of that. And Heather Allen just uploaded "'Twas the Night Before New Year's" on my new YouTube channel, written by Walter T. Piper. Oh, cool. We will have to check that out. Thank you, Heather Allen. And some days, says Christian Basil, I think medicine should go back to their original formulas. We may not live long, but we'll feel better about the whole time. That's true. That's true. And that's the thing. It's like when they took the codeine out and I started taking Vicks Formula 44, I stopped taking Vicks Formula 44. I like black licorice. I love good black licorice. Although I don't like Jägermeister. And that stuff tastes like bad black licorice. And so does Vicks Formula 44. So I'm with the cherry stuff again. And Cindy Kemp says, Coca-Cola and other sodas are icky. More for you. Thank you, Cindy. And I will drink them and throw myself on that particular grenade just for you, my love. Anyway, Truth Christian, says Sarah, and Joe Dog McKeel, stupid real world. I got to run, so I will say it now. Hashtag don't die. Go feed Cookie. All right. Bye, everyone. Anyway. Thank you, Joe Dog. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow in the green room. Jake Lindsay says, when my dad had COVID, I was exposed to him 3 weeks before knowing he had it, and I honestly never got it. I'm really lucky. Well, dude, here's the thing. There have been some studies that say that exposure could, some people have been asymptomatic. That means you might not show any of the symptoms, but you may have the virus in your bloodstream still. But you could still have developed antibodies. Unfortunately, from all I've heard, there aren't many very reliable ways of testing for it. So, because I think I've had enough low-level exposure, I might be immune to it. I don't know. But anyway, we all stay safe until we get that herd immunity going, okay? Because I've got friends who cannot take the vaccine because they have an egg allergy. And that's the formula, that's the basis of most vaccines. So unless they get an alternative, we have to take it. We have to keep wearing our masks. We have to do what's right for others. That's when we become superheroes in our own regard. And Monica's Cheap and Easy says, happy birthday, Meredith. We agree. Happy birthday to you, darling. And what a way to end the year, but celebrating Meredith's birthday. And City Cap says, I have 110 newsletter subscribers. Yes, good for you. When I hit 150, I'll give away an amigurumi version of the Dragon and Old School Moves. Hashtag check out that book there. Sydney, that is awesome. Way to go. I remember you didn't have many when we first got to know each other. Way to build that. Way to build. Good on you. And take it easy, Joe Dog, says Sarah. And prayers for you and your fam, Sarah from Cindy Cap. Oh, that helps so much. And Joe Cola, yeah, we love it, Pops. And happy birthday, Meredith. Snuggle that grandbaby for me. And Amy Hale, AuthorAmyHale.com, Author Amy Hale on Facebook, and Amy Hale's Angels on Facebook. Good morning, everyone. Also, check out Amy Hale's Patreon page. I am a supporter of Amy Hale. You should be, too. And you stole the shroud? What? The shroud? Not the Shroud of Turin. They won't let me near it. And Sarah, ooh, Pops, I saw the Jolt for sale in Tuscola, Illinois, at Burger King a few months ago. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, man. That's something. Wow. I ought to go to Illinois more often. May come back with some Jolt. And Jolt is the good stuff. Yeah, as far as effects go, yes, it is. Jerome Connor, Jolt helped me pass an entire semester of chemistry in one night. Yeah, that's true. For me, it was McDonald's coffee and Vivarin. And I found they still make Vivarin. Ha! That was like pure tablet form caffeine. OMG, that was good stuff. And good morning and happy birthday, Meredith, from Comics and More, New Jersey. Mwah, glad you're here. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And Brian, says Nick Tucker, you should do a clever tile paintings panel show featuring the ladies of horror and romance, like Sarah, Lacey Lemke, author Michaela Jade, Carly, Amanda Tockert. And we should get Amanda on. We really should. And Sarah. We are going to have Lacey Lemke is going to be one of our guests in the upcoming year. In fact, we are going to reveal who our first month's worth of guests are in our newsletter, which will be coming out on the 1st. We'll be dishing that out Friday at 5 p.m. So please sign up for my newsletter at risingtide.pub, or if you have Facebook Messenger, email or send me your email address and I'll sign you up myself. But anyway, Lacey Lemke will be on Clever Tile Pinning on January 26th. And we may also have some other, in fact, I see here that we've got basically all but one of them are regular Nevermorians. But we've got some great announcements. We'll be doling that out in the newsletter, and then we'll announce it here later on. We got to give the newsletter and the Patreon people some love. So, and I tried to behave myself, really, Carly, but you're more fun when you don't, okay? So consider yourself encouraged. And Cindy Kep, the Historical Fencing Guild, good for learning how to mutate fencing. For people with interesting quirks. That's a good way to say it. Thank you, Cindy Kep. That's great. And Ryan Permisson, thank you for being on the show and great questions last night. Good morning, Brian and fellow Nevermorians. How are you? We are well, sir. We hope you are the same. Any book recommendations, send me a DM. Finally finished all the movies on my DVR. Now I can finally watch all the Blu-rays that Jerome and I got him to buy, and DVDs, and read a ton of books. Ryan, that is cool. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Well, actually, I can think of some good ones. Let's see. What book would I recommend that I think you would like? I think you would like this.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam. With an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
It's an incredible book, Ryan, but I'm only going by what other people tell me. But anyway, if anybody's got some suggestions for Ryan, send him a DM and let him know, okay? And Carl Weston says, and you did pretty well, Carly. You were spectacular last night, Carly. And so was my whole panel. Cindy Kep says, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, get your merch for the new year. Definitely. And Lacey Lemke, mwah, good morning, beautiful people. There you go, talking to yourself. Anyway, check out Nightmare Oasis on Lacey's Amazon page. And check out some scary stuff. Love you all. Take care, darling. Mwah. Thank you for showing up. And I had a couple suggestions on your Amazon page. Please remind me. I think it will help. But anyway, check out her work. She is adorable. She is beautiful. She's intelligent, and she's scary as hell. And I could just see her smiling as I'm saying that. But anyway, Lacey, mwah, love you. Looking forward to having you on Clever Tile Pending in January. And I used to drink Jolt a long time ago, says Comics in Moore, New Jersey. And Pops and Zant used to get at the Khalil Bottling Plant in Tempe, Phoenix. Oh, interesting. And Ted Davies Artistry says, New Year's Eve, I'll be drinking ginger and scotch with my ginger bride. See you at the Green Room. See you, Green Room Ted. Looking forward to it. We'll probably have an adult beverage or two, I'm thinking. And Cookie's in the next room going, oh, hell yeah. Yeah, because we finally have like a space. We have a shelf that we are dedicating our liver killers to. So I'm pretty happy with it. And Ryan Permisson says, check out our YouTube channel and all forms of social media nerd culture. New videos posted every week. Nerdy content on movies, TV shows, video games, etc. Please check it out. Please subscribe to that page and give their videos a like. All right. And hey there, Heather. And Lee Reese, good to see you. Hey, O'Brien, just tuning in. Probably won't be able to stay long, but it's always a fun ride. Lee, glad to have you here, brother. I saw you the other day on, God, where was it? I saw you on one of the, I think, Indie Volt or something. And you were fantastic. Love looking at the art, man. You are so crazy talented, dude. I got to say, I'm glad to have you here. And hey there, Ted, from Sarah. And oh my goodness, says Brian Rodman, Guinness is my absolute favorite ale. My medicine prevents me from drinking alcohol right now, so I pine for that wonderful taste. I promise I'm not an alcoholic. We need to send you a link to Little Big. There is a great song they do about I'm not alcoholic. Comics and More, New Jersey. Monsters and Bang 8 awesome. Oh, or are awesome. Yes, we've got a real Irish bar here in Lafayette. In fact, we got 2 of them, and one's in Indianapolis too. But it's a genuine Irish bar. The lumber to make the bar actually came from Ireland, as did the management. And the thing is, they have got the most sensational bangers and mash. Oh, it is. My mouth is watering. May have to go out for lunch. But anyway, Carl Wisman says, yay, bring that ginger bride along. She's funny when she gets going. She is. She starts slow, but boy, she picks up speed fast. Shut up, Christian. And the Skunk Rocker says, the only proper way to drink Guinness is poured from a tap. Amen. Cans and bottles just taste disgusting, even when you pour them into a glass like some people have told me to do. Yuck. Yeah, I have to admit, Skunk, I'm with you. I've had it in a can, and the bottle, I've wound up pouring them down the drain. It's the properly poured Guinness is almost a food group unto itself. You can practically chew good Guinness. I have to agree with you on that. And our place, it's like you order it now, you get about 3 or 4 minutes later because they're doing it right. And Monsters in Java are awesome. Yes, I'll agree to that. And Jerome Connor, I wonder if anybody else has heard of Crank 20, caffeine suspended in water, more caffeine than Jolt. I saw engineering at MIT make coffee with it. Oh, God, I'd love a cup of that. But I've heard of it and I've had a little of it, but I'm so highly caffeinated, it didn't affect me. I don't think it affected me much, or at least I didn't backslide with it. And Mellow Yellow is better than Mountain Dew. Jolt is solid, but a balanced flavor / caffeine / acid ratio is important for all-nighters, says Nick Tucker. I agree. I don't like Mellow Yellow, though. It's way too sweet. What did we have the other day at AZIP Pizza?
Sky.
Was it?
Sky.
Yes, there is a soda, Nick, called Sky that is a little less sweet than Mountain Dew, just ever so slightly. But we really enjoyed it. We got it at AZIP Pizza on State Street here in Lafayette. And it's all over the place. The pizza's fantastic, too, by the way. And if you have food allergies, they take that into account. They are a nut-free facility, aside from when I walk in. And Comics and More New Jersey says, good morning, Ted, Carl, and Pops, and Carl, and everyone. And Cindy Cap says, Patreon is a great place to connect with your favorite artistic sorts. Check out Frozen Creek Studios, The League of Impossibilists, The Historical Fencing Guild, Brian K. Morris, Bobby Nash, S.L. Rowland, Amy Hale, Stephen Landry, and soon Cindy Kep. Cindy, I am definitely going to reciprocate your support. I am so dedicated to your success. And back in the cereal box says, Jake, that concoction will send you into cardiac arrest. I felt my heart valves shuddering when just listening that. Jerome Connor says Bobby Nash is great. Yes, he is, Jerome. He's terrific. And I'm going to be working. He's given me the honor of I'm going to get to submit a story to his Snow series coming out soon. Check out abrahamsnow.com for announcements. Also check out bobbynash.com for books and audiobooks and ebooks and great stuff and free stuff too. And Bobby's just a great guy overall. And Nick Tucker says, my coffee loyalty is to my home brew Galacticino, the secret recipe of which is a file available for the Historical Fencing Guild's Patreon. Ooh, I haven't researched that. I will have to do that. I haven't checked out everything on your Patreon yet. I've been so busy writing and doing other stuff. I gotta catch up on that. And back on the cereal box is regarding promotion. It isn't just promoting, it is making sure you are providing value in content. That's a key there. John, you hit it there. And you need to produce different content for each outlet. Yep, that's true. That's true. And anyone who needs help with that, I am happy to advise. Take advantage of this man before he comes to his senses. And darn, out of breaks, the Syndicate. Happy New Year. Signing up for Rising Tides newsletter before Friday for fun links and other cool stuff. Yes, I have. So I'm writing the newsletter right now. I've got to do the video today, but I have picked 2 very good videos. Now, one of them will have a language advisory, but it is a funny way to close out 2020. And the other one is very informative if you like pop music.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll dig it. I learned something from it. It was very informative. So anyway, Cindy, mwah, as always, hope you have a fantastic day. And if I don't see you before then, have a wonderful New Year's. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, we will be broadcasting on New Year's morning. And there is too much blood in my caffeine system, screams Nick Talker, you poor man. And lurker mode engaged, says Cindy Kep. We hear the clicks and whirs now. And Brian and I hashtag double fisting on Pop's show, says Christian Basil. I don't think Pops knows what he's letting himself in for. We could be the ones who kill CromCon. I'm looking forward to it, but Christian, we're going to have fun. And oh, my Christian says Comics of More New Jersey. Sign up for that page on YouTube, please. Please subscribe to that. Heather's doing some great promotional work, and please take her up on her kindness. And Heather, I haven't forgotten about what we talked about. I will make that happen. And I love that there was an actual geek controversy over Superman's Kryptonian junk, says Christian Basil. Yeah, and knowing some of the people that were involved in these debates, I said, you guys, I'm not homophobic at all, but you're paying too much attention to another man's groin covering. You know what I'm saying? It's making me stutter. And Jake Lindsay says, when I got cut, I was freaking out saying, crap, I'm on my way to the hospital. I looked and there was no blood, only a scratch. You were looked out for, Jake. That's all there is to it. And here's a recipe for beer nog. Take a big bowl of eggnog and pour it down the sink and drink a beer. Oh God, you just named two things my wife can't have. But anyway, sink. Okay, see, I speak your language, people. I'm trying to make you sound better than you type. And you said no shame in flaunting. Well, here's the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS numbers in real time. 46,321 people like this. 47,621 people follow this. So that means there's about 1,300 people that follow you but don't like you very much. Anyway, for the past 30 days, 6,536,163 people reached 433,927 post engagements and 3,549 page likes. Think I'm ready to be certified by Facebook? I think you're certifiable, Christian. That's for sure. But no, Christian, in all seriousness, I am so freaking proud of you. You work your butt off to make this work. You put on one of the best shows on the entire any social platform I can think of, and especially for Doctor Who. You and Melanie have put together a good crew. And I think the Hanging with Web show is very fortunate to have you guys. And I know I'm absolutely certain Garrett's proud of you. I know I am. And you are a great example. And thank you for sharing your knowledge with me, too. And all of us. We appreciate the way you are so rising tide, brother. I love you. I really do. And Eric Hawkins says, hey, go back Meredith's book. Yes, Meredith. Oh, we didn't mention that, have we? Meredith has got her first Kickstarter going, and her first book is out. And I saw, congratulations, Meredith, you fully funded yesterday. And less than 24 hours, I think? Anyway, it was a fast turnaround on it, and I'm subscriber number 5. So please sign up for it. And I told the Cookie that I am supporting the book. I got a physical copy, and Cookie didn't hit me, so I guess she approves. Nick Tucker says, John B. Pike, I spent most of the early aughts in leggings and boots for the SCA. I still have the legs to pull it off. To pull off your leggings? What? Anyway, gotta go, my loves. Happy New Year. If I don't see you, hugs and love. Mwah, Meredith Loughran, we love you, darling. You have a fantastic day. All the love in the world to you. Jake Lindsay says, I don't know about you, but I love the band Smash Mouth. They're really good. I like them too. I think they're fantastic. I love their music. And love you, Meredith. Have a good one from Sarah. And Happy New Year's, Meredith, from Comics and More. And my birthday, says Michaela J, is January 27th. Y'all should come by and we'll have another Michaela Con. That's what day of the week is that? I don't know. Let's see. Let's check the calendar here. I have a computer I just bought for the calendar. 27th. That's a Wednesday. Not off the books. I might be able to come over. Who knows? But the fun one will have to work probably. And hi, Michaela from Comics and More. And Sarah says, oh, I thought you said your body is January 27th. I need new readers. Yes, you do need another Michaela Con and eventually a Sarah Con for sure. And hello, Heather. Yeah, Sarah, we have not forgotten you. Seriously not forgotten you. And Eric Hawkins says, back Meredith's book on Kickstarter. I would drop the link here, but Brian would have to mod me first. Eric, we can talk about that. I'm serious, brother.
I trust you here. I could probably use somebody. I could probably use some help. And the Skunk Rocker says, if we are talking about bands that we love, I love Devo. Are we not men? DEVO. Seriously. And I saw a good video a couple of years ago. I've got on my playlist on YouTube, Skunk, and it was Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young with Devo and Neil Young, and Neil is just grinning the whole time. He's having the time of his life, it looks like. Nick Tucker asked, serious question, is black and white still valued as a format choice in graphic novels? I'm balancing working my limitations with my creator's bucket list and am plotting a statement-sized graphic novel. I think it's viable. If nothing else, it brings the costs down. Nick, if you need a colorist, I happen to know one in the next room, by the way. Or at least a flatter. And but I say it's viable. I still like black and white. I really do. I mean, look at most manga. Manga is black and white for the most part, and nobody seems to be complaining there. And nobody can complain about this as Nick Tucker wishes Meredith a happy birthday. Skunk Rocker says, I think my favorite comic of 2020 is that Zootopia porn comic that somehow got $25,000 on Indiegogo and didn't get shut down by Disney. I didn't read it, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, it's kind of like a new Air Pirates thing, which was an underground group of creators who decided that the Disney characters weren't having enough sex with each other, so they did 2 issues of an underground comic and got sued into penury by the Disney Corporation. Although many of them did go on to really good careers like Sherry Flanagan and Bobby London, for instance. But anyway, yeah, there's a number of things on Kickstarter and Indiegogo that are heading towards funding that if someone reported them to Disney, and I know there are people that regularly report these projects to Disney and AT&T, and once they get published, they are very likely to get sued. And Nick Tucker says, oh, when is that Green Room Ranch show again? It might be doable, as I hear it isn't conflicting with the Fencing Guild live stream. It is going to be tomorrow, starting around 6:30 Eastern, I think. So around 6 Eastern. So follow us there. Nick, we'd love to have you. And Cindy Cap, so glad you started that. Yes. And Michaela J says, by the time I log into the green room, I should have book 3 Warriors Worth ready for edits. Definitely good news. And my favorite comic is that ghost comic I bought from you. I forgot the name, says Jake Lindsay. Spencer Spook, the ghostly tales of Spencer Spook. And we are planning a sequel, Eric and I. So it will be awesome too. We will make it awesome for you, Jake. And Cindy Cap, I plan to keep it going as long as there is interest. Excellent. And your help has been terrific, says Cindy Cap. Christian Basil says, Cindy, good question. I don't think there's a limit. Yeah. And Ryan Rodman, after this wonderful broadcast, head over to bit.ly Dastardly Dingoes and join the Dastardly Dingoes podcast and watch Jeremy Woodring and myself get into some wonderful shenanigans with a few amazing indie creators. Also, check out the live holiday special where we just had way too much fun. It's a blast, folks. I had a blast being there. I love it. It's a great show. I listen to it regularly. So check out the Dastardly Dingoes on YouTube and on Facebook. Cindy Kempin is among my greatest passions. I am so glad. And Joe Bachman, plug your Burning Is Love site. Your pyrography rocks. Yeah, it does. He does some great work. He is a rockin' kind of wood burner there. And what's for dessert? Ask Christian Basil of Michaela Jade. And leave Jaeger alone. Yeah, I agree. That stuff. My wife worked in a bar at one time. We got a set of tiny little Jägermeister glasses, and they're really cute, and they're good for like sipping. But man, I am Jägermeister. I'm glad some other people like it, but it's not my stuff. And watermelon puckers mixed with Mountain Dew, says Michaela Jade. I could see that. And Christian Basil, I'm actually seriously impressed by your humility despite having a city worth of followers. It really is cool, says Nick Tucker. It is. Christian is a great guy. He really is. I tease, but I love. And Eric Hawkins says there is no such thing as black licorice. Licorice is the flavor. You mean you like licorice? Okay. Well, I also like that red stuff too, like Twizzlers, but that's me. And yum, says Sarah. And Michaela Jade at first, says Christian Basil. And what a wonderful final broadcast of 2020, my friend, says Brian Rodman. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for contributing. As always, I had an amazing time with you all. Brian, you made 2020 so much better. So did you, Brian. So did you. Your friendship was one of the brightest spots of my year. Mine too, brother.
brother. Back at you. And Happy New Year, everyone. Make it yours. Brian Rahman, I'm saying 2020 is for the Nevermorians. We're going to grab it where it's the most sensitive, make it turn its head and cough. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Brian Rahman, thank you for the praise, and back at you tenfold. Thank you for being such an amazing, creative, and supportive force in 2020. And I expect us to rise together in the new year, my friend. And sounds great, Michaela. And happy birthday, Meredith, from Amy Hale. And Carl Wisman said it sounded great. And Jerome Connor said the COVID-19 is not egg-based. The flu vaccine is. The COVID-19 was built using new RNA technology. One of them is a powder mixed with saline solutions. Oh, I knew it was RNA, but I thought RNA was going to be part of the egg mixture. That's surprising. Skunk Rocker, are you listening? Are you listening? Because Skunk is severely allergic to eggs. So that is good news. And don't die, go feed Cookie. Have a blessed day, my friend. Much love to you and Cookie. Well, much love back at you, Jake. And I'm glad you're okay, brother. I am. And Fountain Jolt or Canned. Canned is the only kind I've had. I've never had Fountain Jolt. And I've never seen Fountain Jolt. Neither have I. And Fountain, I was in shock. Wow. I'm going to check that out. And you're all killing me. The soda Papa Choice is cheer wine, says Christian Basil. I've never had. Oh, yes, I have had cheer. It's not bad. I do like that stuff. And see ya, sent you PMs. Christian Basil. Christian, you're not supposed to send those kind of pictures through the interwebs, okay? We've had that talk. And Comic Talks with Pop Van Zandt says, careful, ladies' night is a big undertaking. I did that once in the Madness, and it was the biggest viewing I have ever gotten. The ladies take over. Hey, we had great ladies last night. And Matthew Jackson. They took over and helped make it a fantastic show. And our numbers were really good, too, on if you want to be crass and commercial about it. All righty, my ultra boy, says Sarah. Christian Basil says regular Nevermorians. That implies there's irregular Nevermorians, and that's the Facebook group I need to sign up with. Well, I don't mean irregular in that positive way. None of you guys come off the rack, if you know what I mean. You are all very individual, and the ones I suppose if I have irregular ones, they're the ones that come in with a thing they need to promote, drop the link, and then drop out. You know, it's like, no, the ones that stick around for the fun conversation and heckling the host and make him fall behind in his comments, those are the regular ones, and you are loved. Christian, that is the madness. Oh, yeah. And Trevor says, Skyman has an excellent cover. Yes, it does, Trevor Hawkins, of which you should be proud. And Ryan Permisson says, Cindy Cap, I signed up for your newsletter. May have to have you on my show as a guest. Let's talk some books. And Ryan, we need to schedule together, brother. I think we could do a reciprocal thing here. And cheer wine is good, says Trevor Hawkins. It is. And Rick Riley says, remember Surge, Mountain Dew on crack. Oh my God, I'd forgotten about that. Ted Davies Artistry, thanks for all you do, Brian. Back at you, Ted. Thank you, brother. And have a great day to all. Stay healthy. Ted, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow in the green room. And Jerome Connor, I'm enjoying this show. Sadly, I have a work conference call that I must attend. See you all at the next show. Jerome, thank you for showing up, and thank you for becoming my friend this year. You are a highlight as well. And you have a great day. And check out Jerome's show on Saturday morning. We had the link earlier. Please check it out. And hey, everyone, have a great day. See some of the cool kids tomorrow night. What about me, Carl? Can I show up too? Anyway, Carl Wisman has the green room tomorrow. Carl, thank you for being here. And thank you for being here last night and your ongoing support, brother. I love you, man. And no Nut Factory equals the women's locker room. Well, that's true, Christian. That's true, and that's where I like to go. And have a great day, oh Dark Pope. Oh, yes. And Jeff Hayes, Happy New Year's. I'm out. Cheers, Jeff Hayes. When the look of your book matters to you, Jeff, thank you for being a part of our world, too. Happy New Year's to you, my brother. And love to Jeff. Cheers. And Amy Hale, congratulations, Christian. Oh, yeah. At least worked for it. He has worked hard for it. It was not an accident. And Christian, that is amazeballs, says Pop Van Zandt. And thanks, Pop. Can we make amazeballs an edible treat? I'm not going to say it. Anyway, Pop says my daughter-in-law just sent the grandkids down with a healthy smoothie. They take good care of Pops, don't they, though? That's why you look so beautiful, Pops. And Brush and Black Label Society, STMF. Oh, my God. Yeah. And, oh, yeah, they did a lot of collaborations. Neil Young and Devo. Did you ever see The Human Highway? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Skunk. Yeah. Huh.
I forgot about that. I gotta look that up again. And Sarah Con and Michaela Jade Con equals Deviant Love Con. You have no idea, Christian. Sarah, yeah, actually, no. If Sarah's area hadn't been so rife with COVID, we would have had that by now. But we had Michaela Con this summer at my place, and it was a great time. It was Michaela and her husband, TL Shively and her husband and her son, Carl and Donna, and Molly and her daughter joined us for a while, and Cookie and myself, and we had a blast. We really did, just talking shop and talking about nothing. It was great. And time to feed the cat and chickens later, y'all. Brian, thanks again for having me on Clever Tile Pending. Love you. Love you right back, girlfriend. You were fantastic last night, and a great contributor to the show last night. Had a blast listening to you, and thank you for all the wisdom you shared. You were awesome. And leave Jaeger alone. I'll drink yours. You can have mine, Pops. I'm serious. And have a great day, Carly. Love you. We all love Carly. We do. And Nicholas, don't let it fool you. I'm absolutely Richard. My inner geek girlish screaming, says Christian Basil. Screaming to get out because she knows where he's been. And Rick Riley says, everyone take care and stay creative. Let's grab 2021 by the short and curlies and show it who is boss. That is the attitude. That is the attitude we need to have. That and the attitude of gratitude. And I'm grateful for you, Rick Bradley. So grateful to see your meteoric rise this year. Man, I knew you were going to do it, man. Didn't know you'd do it this quickly, but man, I'm so proud of you. Saw greatness in you, and you have not let me down, brother. Anyway, have a great day, Rick. We'll talk to you later. Skunk Rocker says, oh, thanks, Jeremy. And don't die, feed Cookie. We're on our way. We're catching up. And I'm drinking Surge right now, says Skunk Rocker. There you go. And it's not. Thanks, Pops. And I haven't had Surge in a long time. Caffeine, nicotine, and gasoline for us both, Skunks and Sarah. And Sarah, I know you're smoking, but I didn't know you smoked. But anyway, Christian Basil says, check out the Legend Traveling TARDIS on Facebook. Our discussion on the predictions for the upcoming episode, Revolution of the Daleks, did lead to a bit of a heated discussion last night, so check it out. I was in for only just a little bit, unfortunately, because there was this thing called prep I occasionally do on a show. So I didn't get much chance to see it, but I will catch it on the flip-flop today, Christian. Thank you, brother, for being here. And we'll see us, if we don't see you in the green room tomorrow, we'll see us Sunday at CromCon 10. It will be a fantastic time. And folks, that's it. I will also be on Yankee Gentleman, 8 p.m. Paul S. Roof is interviewing me on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, on his YouTube channel, Yankee Gentleman. Looking forward to that. And then we'll pop over to see if there's any green room action by then. And then Saturday and Sunday, don't forget CromCon 10 will be happening all day, both days. And I will be appearing on Sunday, the 3rd at 1 p.m. with Christian Basil. We're going to talk broadcasting. It's going to be great. And Christian Basil goes, Surge. And Pops, CromCon. Oh, hell yeah, CromCon is going to rock, and we will do our part to help it rock. Thank you, Pops Van Zandt, for having us. As always, brother, you are so appreciated. You do so much for this community, man. And so do you. Gotta say, and bless you, Cookie. And so I think this is the time where we need to bid each other a cheese fondue and say screw off 2020. No, actually 2020 for some of us, for all of us, I think it's been trying to one degree or another. But I think we all came through it. Most of us came through it. And I know it's hit people we love, and we have somehow managed to survive. And some of us actually have gone ahead a little bit during the year through hard work, through preparation, through taking what we have learned in 2019 and just amping it up a little. But anyway, I'm so proud of all of you. I really am. You guys and gals have done so much, not only for the Nevermorian and Clevermorian community, but for each other and for the creative world in general. And I think we're going to be a force to reckon with and be reckoned with in 2021. I look forward to it. And hey, Christian, do you see my meme over at Uncle Carl's, the Skunk Rocker? Gotta check that out, man. And you are awesome, Brian. We all rise together. Pops, you are rising tide to the nth degree, my brother. And thank you for everything you've done for me this year and that you do for the entire community. You perform in this. You are such an essential service to fandom, Pops. You ought to be first in line to get the COVID vaccine.
You are awesome. You all are awesome. I love seeing what you guys do. I wish I could support you guys more, but I appreciate the support you give each other and that you give me so very much. We're going to be running an errand now, and then we're going to get back to work at the newsletter that will go out at 5 p.m. on New Year's Day. So please sign up for it at risingtide.pub, or if you have Facebook Messenger, DM me with your email, and I promise I do not give away, sell it, or any of that stuff. It stays with me. You'll get no junk mail because of what I do. I promise. And Amy Hale says, have a safe and wonderful, happy New Year, everyone. Much love to you and the family, Amy. Much love to you all. And happy New Year to you guys. All right. Have a fantastic one. And Pops Fans Ad says, I'm inspired by people like you, sir, and everyone here. Pops, that goes both ways, man. You are such a cheerful, positive force that it wrestles my grumpy down into submission. But anyway, Pops, thank you for everything. And love you, Brian. Sarah, I love you. I love them. I really do, and you know it. And stay well, stay healthy. Look out for that family of yours and keep me posted, all right? And if you ever need someplace to vent, you know where to find me, okay? And anyway, you know where to find me. You'll find me tomorrow in the green room at Uncle Ted's Secret Humor page. You'll also find me on Friday morning. We'll have a brand new for the year, Nevermind the Furthermore. And bless you, Cookie. We got to get you some more cough syrup. That's what I'm going out for. So anyway, thank you all for being here on the final show of 2020 here on Nevermind the Furthermore. Please check out Clever Title Pending. Also, check out Plasma Fire Graphics. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your friendship and for your ongoing sponsorship of these programs. PlasmaFireGraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you, it matters to your reader. You'll be glad you checked out what Jeremy can do for you. We'll run his spot at the end of the show. And also, again, please sign for the newsletter. You've got a couple days to do that. Do it fast, okay? Because we got some really cool stuff. We've got some secret videos, a really good inspirational quote lined up, and I think you'll dig what you read there. Plus, we'll do a unique to the newsletter video. No one else will see it but my subscribers. It'll be great, and you do the same for me. Grumpy is dimmed in your light. Oh man, we're both going to shine this year, Pops. Both you and me together, man. We're going. One hand washes the other. We're going to rise together. And so anyway, please, if you're watching us on Facebook on the Rising Tide Publications page, please, if you've enjoyed any part of this show, please give us a like if you would. We'd love it. Please give us a reaction, like or love. Anything will do. We thank the people who've done so far. And please like the page you're watching on. That would be a huge help. All right. And it's free. It just takes a couple seconds. And we have constant new input on that page. So please check out our content there. Also, please check us out on YouTube or on the Geek Insider page on YouTube as well. Please give this video a thumbs up and please take a second to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified of any future broadcasts we do there. All right. And as always, almost hate to say goodbye. Yeah, we'll see you this weekend, Pops, at CromCon 10. It's going to be great. Anyway, we'll say goodbye to you. We'll say goodbye to 2020. All right. We're going to put it in the rearview mirror, and we will then make a triumphant entry into 2021 together, helping each other and getting helped in return. So everyone, as always, my friends, and you are my friends. Let me get to the right spot so I can do this right. Anyway, folks, thank you for a great year of Nevermind the Furthermore. And here's to a better year ahead for all of us. All right. So as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you, one and all. We'll see you Friday morning on the brand new Nevermind the Furthermore. Take care, everyone.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Go thee to thy rest, O Shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on days gone by with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com. Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.